Hello and welcome to Internet Culture. This video relates to material covered in Quiz 10 and comes from chapter 5.3 in the book Internet. Search engines. Two kinds of search engines. One is directories. The other is proper search engines. Directories are managed by humans. Directories index entire sites, not just individual pages. Proper search engines index individual pages. They index single pages and are managed by giant robots. Spidering happens by two ways. Either the web crawlers go out and find the information, or humans submit the information. Indexing happens in two ways. There is intrinsic indexing, that is the information that is contained within the website itself, and extrinsic information, that is information that's outside, that's contextual. Intrinsic information contains a gap, however, and that is between the syntax, or the code, and the semantics, that is the actual meaning of the code. But one thing that helps to bridge that are meta tags, and meta tags function in much the same way that extrinsic information does. That is, it tells us about what the website is about. Meta means information about information. One problem with intrinsic information, though, is that you can have URL spamming. That is, if you need an example of this, go to marktasman.com. That is endless repetition of worthless text. It looks like there's valuable information there, but when you start to read it, it makes no sense. The syntax is good, but there's a breakdown in semantics. Nobody wants it or ever asks for it. In fact, spam degrades the value of the index and is a nuisance to all. If you want to see and understand about the origin of the meaning of spam and how we use it today, watch this YouTube video. It's a Monty Python sketch. Cantoni and Tardini say there's two possible explanations. One is that we talk about spam as the luncheon meat, but the more likely one is the contextualized spam, that is the Monty Python skit about the luncheon meat. That is, nobody wants it or ever asks for it, and you can't say no to it. It just shows up in your inbox. Meta. So we know that meta means something about something else, information about information. But what about meta as a cultural phenomenon? Read this little article that the arrow is pointing to, and you can follow kind of the uses of meta in popular culture. Also, we're looking at Dogpile, which is a meta search engine. It searches other search engines for results. It's a search engine about other search engines. Also, watch this meta cultural artifact. It's David Hasselhoff. If you do have medical problems with seizures, please be careful watching this. It is an image, an animation of David Hasselhoff emerging. He's wearing nothing except a small Speedo bikini. It is an image of him emerging from his crotch. That is, what is David Hasselhoff about? It's about his manliness, his sex appeal. And where is his sex appeal located? In his manliness, in his sex appeal. Syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Syntax is the formal relation of signs to one another. You can think about language in this way. A computer running DOS does not understand, "Computer, I'm tired and bored. Can you make me a coffee?" Syntax error, right? It doesn't understand the command that you are giving it. It doesn't know how to do it. It doesn't know what you're talking about. Semantics are when we find meaning in something. That is, the relations of signs to the objects to which the signs are applicable. That is, words represent things in the real world. Like if I say plant, you're thinking of either a factory or a green plant. And pragmatics are the relation of signs to interpreters. When we see a stop sign, we know to stop. When we see a red light, we know to stop. Related to that are signs themselves. So we know that red means stop, green means go, yellow means the light is changing from green to red. Attention, get ready to stop. But in other countries, these lights don't mean exactly the same thing. Attention, go, stop. What about when a red light appears with a yellow light at the same time? What does that mean? It means the light is red now, but get ready, attention, because soon it's going to be green and you can go. What about the green arrow? What does the green arrow mean? It means that's a forward left advance. You can, if you want to make a left turn, now is your time to do it. The arrow pointing left. That's left. In Quebec, if you're in Montreal, Canada, and you see a green light and it starts flashing, don't panic. It means the same thing as the advanced left arrow. That means you should go and you should go left, and that's the only way you should go. Another explanation in political terms of pragmatics can be seen if you say, well, what's the difference between a pragmatist and an ideologue? So we know what signs mean. Red light means stop. Green light means go. What about if you came to an intersection and there was a traffic light, but none of the lights were on? The ideologue would say, or the idealist who's relying on an idea, would say, well, the idea here, I'm in an automobile, the idea is to get from point A to point B as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I don't see any signs in front of me telling me that I need to stop, so I'm going to go. Maybe. If you're a pragmatist and you get to that intersection, you see the sign and it's not giving you any signs, and you say, well, wait a minute. As a pragmatist, I want to interpret signs, not just look for them. So what does it mean when there are no lights? It means that the traffic lights are out. What about the people in the opposite direction coming? What about the people coming this way? So I'm going to go to the intersection. I'm going to stop. I'm going to look both ways. If it's clear, I'll go. If there's cars coming, I'm going to stop. I'm going to wait and see what they do. That's pragmatism. That is interpreting the signs in front of you. That is becoming one with the new situation, the new reality. Don't forget to check the deadline for Essay 4 and the deadline for Quiz 10. And until next time, I will see you on the internet.